Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
The original name for Mickey Mouse was supposed to be Mortimer.
Yeah.
And if you want to see the rest of that video, it'll be up later tonight on our YouTube channel. Go ahead.
And I'm Cameron. Welcome to the show. Please use the hashtag Geeks Corner to talk at us, and we'll might talk back.
To what at us?
Talk at us.
Oh, it's okay.
And we'll talk back at you sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky. How are you guys?
Good.
We had an interesting start. So,
That's for sure.
what'd you think of that porg entrance?
Portrance.
Me specifically?
Was
Yes.
it porg-tastic?
It was disgusting. Neither of you come near me. And if this could get a little
It
bit
was
further
porgalicious.
Ew!
That word must exist more in the universe.
Do I get a card?
No.
Yeah, actually,
I think
yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what nightmares are made of.
I'm trying to think of another one, but I don't have one.
No, stop it.
If you have other
Porgalicious,
words,
end on a high note.
Yeah.
Actually, tweet at us, please. Use
Yeah.
the hashtag Geeks Corner. Give us other descriptors for using the word porg that are
Yes.
positive.
No!
Card.
thank you.
You're welcome.
These are great. You should get one. They're awesome.
I have to.
Hmm?
Not for any porg words, but
Well, there's
Well,
your
maybe
problem.
that's the new
Yeah.
way to get them, is you have to use a porg descriptor.
then I'm okay with never getting another one.
We will see. Disney's Pixar's Coco came out this last week. It came out Wednesday, but unless we went the night before and saw it on Tuesday. Everybody's seen it, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, good. So it's gonna be one of those nights again.
And I'm hearing so many good things, and I want to see it.
Yeah, why not? Get out of here.
Oh, can I sub in somebody?
Yeah, we're
Great.
gonna do that thing
Tag in.
again. We'll see how
I'm producing.
Hana likes this. This could go bad on so many
Oh,
levels.
that's right. Hana gets scared when we switch out people.
Yes. So, what'd you think of the show?
Dog.
Katie, ladies first.
Oh,
The
Yes.
movie, the show, whichever. I thought it was very, very wonderful. And funny enough, everybody kept saying like, "Oh, bring tissues. The whole thing's gonna make you cry." I made it through the entire movie, and no. I made it through the entire movie, and I was like, "Oh, that's really weird. I didn't cry." Then I got to the last 3 minutes, and I don't know what broke in me, but I started sobbing.
Everything.
Yeah, like
Because everything broke in me.
literally, I was like, "Oh, that's so weird. I didn't cry." And there was a couple moments where I was like, "Oh, maybe I should be crying, and this is weird that I'm the one not crying." And then last 3 minutes hit, and I was like, and like I was literally like in my chair, heaving, crying. It was
It's like up but backwards.
yeah, pretty much.
So it's down.
Yes. Down the movie.
Well, Cameron's not here anymore, so I felt like I had
Yeah.
to take that opening.
Good job.
Tyler, what'd you think of the show?
The show.
Movie,
It's
whatever.
great. The show's great. Movie's great. Really good movie. Liked it a whole lot more than I thought I would. Like I thought I would like it.
Yeah.
But
You didn't think you'd love it,
no,
and you did love it.
I did.
Where would you rate it compared to other Pixar movies? Because you know this question is coming.
I knew it was coming. I think it's in my top 5.
Yeah. I'd
Top
say that too.
5?
Yeah.
Because
Easily.
like usually
Let us know where you'd rate this online, everybody, because I feel like it's probably higher than top 5. Go ahead.
top 4.
Top 3.
Top. Anyway.
Top number.
People.
Top Gun.
Yeah. It was really good. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay,
So-
then we're gonna tag you back out because
Alright.
there's a meme that we're waiting for,
A
and
meme. And Cameron doesn't know how to do that
I'm in it
yet.
for the memes.
these are the best kind of memes that we get, and
Oh, is it about porgs?
it is about
No!
porgs.
No,
And
no.
what's even better is this is a meme about a porg that was created specifically by you.
What?
And that always makes things even more fun. I would
About a
say
porg.
that Coco is probably going to go in the top 3
Okay.
Pixar movies of all time, just because it's that level.
I want to
Yeah.
see it so bad.
And
It's
you probably
real good.
you probably should.
I think I'm gonna see it
I would
again on
highly suggest it. We have quite a few articles up reviewing it and giving ideas and talking about an attraction, but we're going to look at this meme really quick. Even during holidays, your worst enemy can be there with you to take holiday glamour shots of you.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking
Where
about
would-
either.
Monsters! Both of you!
It's a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that was you. Because you were up and to my right during the parade.
Are you sure it was during the parade?
I'm pretty sure that was the only time I was holding him. I wouldn't have touched him otherwise.
Otherwise.
Fake.
So
That was not for
Olaf's Frozen Adventure was featured right before Coco. What did you think of that one?
I was nervous about it because
There's been lots of reactions.
I really loved Frozen when it first came out, and then Frozen got so oversaturated that I didn't love it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I was incredibly surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I do think it was too long. I like.
Just move down a little bit.
Oh no, I can.
No, you can move down. I don't
Okay.
want to mess up the chords.
Hello, I'm back.
I do think it was too long for a pre-movie short, but I didn't have any problem with it.
What'd you think, Tyler?
Um,
You didn't love it.
didn't.
You hated it?
Hate is a strong word.
Dislike.
I disliked it. I would have liked it more if it stayed as a TV special like it seemed like it would
Yeah.
be. I really like Pixar shorts. This
Yeah.
was not a Pixar short.
I do agree with that.
It didn't fit the tone of the movie, in my opinion. It was a really weird start to the movie, and it was very long, and
I actually thought it was set up poorly because of the amount of previews before it.
Oh yeah.
There were so many previews that by the time Olaf's Frozen Adventure began, I was ready to go. And
By the time Coco
I actually
started, I
thought
was
Olaf's
tired.
Frozen Adventure was a lot of fun and it was cute. And if it had been anywhere else, we probably would have loved it.
But Pixar has always set such a high bar with their shorts.
Well, and tone of their shorts.
That, and this was a TV special for Christmas.
The thing
And
I
there's
do
nothing wrong
think
with
is
that.
the music was better than a TV special.
Yeah.
But it was very repetitive of the main movie, though. It was like, here's all these themes we've already gone through in the movie.
That's
Here we
what
are
we
repeating them
expected.
again.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's exactly what you'd expect, so I can't fault the short for
Yeah.
bad placement.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good short and a bad. It's not a really
I agree
short.
with that.
It was a good long and a bad.
Yeah.
If it was just on TV, would have been fine. Would have watched it. Probably would have liked it a whole lot more. Like, I will probably watch it on its own. and
If
be
it
fine
was in
with it.
front of another short Disney film, I'd probably been okay. If it was in front of something like Dumbo, that's a shorter Disney film that has that tone and that feel, because I think what it really did is it highlighted the difference between Walt Disney Animation Studios
Yeah.
and Pixar Animation Studios, which are both very good studios, but they have very different approaches to the way they storytell, the way they use music even, and you had two musicals right next to each other. So in some ways it was too similar and too different at the same time, and it was hard to compare. And it's, you know, when you've got something like Coco that's gonna go down as one of the best Pixar films of all
Pulls
time,
at your heartstrings.
Yeah.
that makes you cry, and then you've got something that's kind of whimsical and fun with a little family
And I did
story
laugh.
to
Like,
it.
I enjoyed my time with it,
Yeah.
but I wish it wasn't there.
I totally
And
agree.
a couple of songs were actually really good. The other two were okay.
Yeah.
But right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I totally agree.
And movie theaters are starting to post signs going, it's supposed to be there, it's 22 minutes long, the movie will actually start. I've noticed.
Well, I've
There's been
heard-
pictures.
I've
popping up.
heard and read tweets of kids being like, "Where's Coco?" Like in
Yeah.
the middle of Olaf, because they're like,
Like,
like
apparently-
where's?
That'd be the best
And I
part.
guess some theaters in Mexico have already cut it.
Oh yeah, because they had such strong reactions to it that they just
It's very
cut it out.
interesting. It's a fine short on its own.
Yeah.
Long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fine
It's
long.
a, it's a fine long short.
Fine, long, short.
Yeah. Thank you, Tyler.
Anyway,
Good job,
bye.
Tyler.
We have some ratings in from Twitter.
Yes.
Rating Coco and Pixar Productions from Love W Disney says Wall-E number 1, 2 Coco, 3 Ratatouille, 4 Toy Story, 5 Inside Out. Toy Story original or Toy Story 3?
Oh.
I do
Original.
like that your top three were all very underrated movies. Well, I mean, Coco is doing really well right now.
I really like
Wall-E and
Ratatouille,
Ratatouille, I think, are
I
underrated.
love Ratatouille.
It's gonna be tough for Coco to beat Ratatouille for me because that's a wonderful film.
Coco's a better film.
It's a better film than
It's
that.
like from a critical
Oh,
standpoint,
man.
Coco's a
Okay.
better film.
Yeah.
All right.
Ratatouille was my number 2, so it was like, oh.
Yeah, I
I
really
need to go
Ratatouille's
through
the
and like do a
game.
list.
I love Ratatouille, and Coco's a stronger film.
All right.
Yeah. Another exciting thing coming to the world of moviedom came out for Thanksgiving as well. What?
Gobble, gobble.
Movie dumb.
I don't know.
Movie.
It's one of those days.
Dumb.
We-
Dumb.
well, this actually kind of was, but Colin Trevorrow gave a 6-second
Yeah.
clip of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and you see there he is right there, Chris Pratt with a raptor.
So-
No. Real raptor.
Well, that's what I was gonna get to.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a
It's a
puppet.
puppet.
It's a hand-operated puppet,
Puppet of
according to Chris Pratt, with a raptor.
Yeah.
Serkis.
That'd be cool too.
Andy Serkis is the raptor.
No, he's Chris Pratt.
As Chris Pratt, as a raptor.
So, did you guys see the clip? And what did it make you think of the movie?
Yes, I saw it.
Yes, I saw it. I'm glad they're using practical. It's a Utilian raptor. It's not actually a velociraptor. It's been wrong since the first Jurassic Park. I like that they're using puppets. I like that there's going to be some kind of tiny. He's obviously wearing something like a guard for interact. So I like.
It's a friendship bracelet.
So is it?
That's a thick friendship bracelet.
You need one with them.
Sounds
So
like a
is
friend
this
bracelet.
is this a future thing or is this a flashback?
I think it's a future thing. I think that it's the only way.
So you
to
think
go
it's
forward.
Blue 2.0?
No, because they've done that already. They did that with the Lost World.
It looked like blue. Look at the picture. There's blue markings on the
you
raptor.
think it's? Oh no, I thought you meant island like
No,
interaction.
blue.
Okay,
Like Blue the
so
raptor.
you think that's Blue's kid?
Yeah. Or a clone
Baby
of blue.
blue.
It's baby blue. Look, blue.
That's cute. Yeah.
That's right before it opens its mouth and eats his hand off,
so
by
you're
the way.
thinking.
But
So you're thinking it's a flashback to Blue as a child.
yeah, well, it could be before the events of Jurassic World,
Okay. See, when you point that out, maybe. But
or it could be a completely new raptor. Because we are just dumb enough to try it again.
yeah,
In fact, this will be the 5th time they've tried it again, if my math is
we've
correct.
tried it again.
But
again,
Jeff Goldblum
again.
is back, so that
Jeff
would be good.
Goldblum.
Like, honestly, do we even care if the movie's
No,
good or
it's
not?
gonna be the
Because
best movie ever.
he's back. Do you think he's going to perform any jazz in this film?
I just hope he unbuttons his shirt and lies down sideways at some point.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
going to be.
yes.
Really? Okay. I feel like that's a thing that he's just gonna do.
You know, I will call it now. I will walk out of the theater if he says something to the effect of "must go faster" at any point during this.
He has to say that.
No, he doesn't have to. We're better than that, people.
Because the
I
rest
just-
of us will walk out if he doesn't say
I just
it.
want him to take his original script for Jurassic Park, and even if it doesn't make sense,
Just like rip it in there.
No,
Maybe
like
we
jazz.
should just make our own copy of the movie, like cut him in that way. And,
no, just every time he speaks, he's going through the Jurassic Park, and they're like,
What?
didn't make sense.
Like
Um,
they're still in character. Like just like what? What
our
does he
good
say?
friend Steven says the clip was trying to reassure us that they finally remembered what made the first movie so great. Oh, it's a question.
Marketing,
No, practical effects.
Dinosaurs.
merchandise,
Dinosaurs eating people.
dinosaurs eating
Your
people.
friend's scaring you when you watch Jurassic Park for the first time. What?
That was great too.
Are they gonna have a giant robotic T-Rex again? Because that's what made the first.
Maybe we can get it on the show. We could just bring it outside. and
No,
it'd be
you
like-
don't need
yes.
to do that.
Yes.
Didn't we talk about having a raptor come through that window once? We were gonna scare Johnny with it.
No, you didn't need to do that.
Now we need to upgrade it to a porg. Or wait, a porg riding raptor.
Right. Or maybe
Artist side of internet, go. Come immediately.
you know
That
the
sounds
scary
like a
part.
horseman of the apocalypse, of course, riding a raptor.
Oh, make the 4 porgs of apocalypse riding raptors.
You know what's gonna happen someday is we're gonna get an artist that actually can draw and do all that kind of stuff.
We have artists now that
No, I
can
mean
do that.
that are watching on a weekly basis, and we're gonna
Go.
say these crazy things,
Find
and they're just
them.
gonna start showing up on Twitter.
Make it so.
Make it so. Thanks, Picard. Okay, and Love W Disney votes for a new Raptor. So you
You
want a
voted
new
is-
Raptor, or
you
you
think
think
it
this
is?
is a new Raptor?
I think it is.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
I was hoping you were voting for more new Raptors.
Now that you've said it and you pointed out the relationship, I think it is a flashback, but I hate that idea. Oh,
Can we see it one more time?
just
Or just replace me. Thank you.
Yeah, no. Like there's nothing there that's just like, oh yeah. I don't know. He's not in a uniform, so that makes me think it's moving forward.
yeah.
It's a new Raptor.
This is good.
That's what we think.
The thinnest part of this film is going to be the tenuous grasp on cohesion that allows them to be back with dinosaurs.
How close do you think this is gonna be to Lost World?
It's gonna have the same flavor. Like it's
I feel like this is gonna be the Lost World, just like The Last Jedi is gonna be The Empire Strikes Back.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, but
We don't have
whereas
a-
Empire Strike Back on
But this will be much longer. Last Jedi will be a longer Empire Strikes Back.
an example of a good way and a bad way to bring back old flavor, I guess.
And instead of Luke, I am your father, it'll be Rey, I am your mother.
Who's saying that?
I'm not gonna say.
It's Luke.
Tell us spoilers. it's Luke.
Luke has lost his marbles so much that he's like, I'm your mother, dearie.
Do you see the hand? I am Mrs. Nesbit. That was a reference to another. Yeah, I'm kind of
That
proud
was
of that.
good.
Thank you very
That
much.
was good.
I'm actually very proud of that one.
Let's.
Pat yourself on the back.
I don't even know what to think of that. We need another meme, but we don't have one. That's okay.
Go internet!
Yeah.
It's a living meme.
Living meme, Cameron.
Stephen Thomas says, I may be gifting a relative with an autobiography from the captain, speaking of Picard.
Oh.
I meant I voted for a new Raptor. Here in the studio, behind Katie Bear 13, said love W Disney.
Immediately, right now?
Nope, not there yet.
Okay, good.
That would be really cool.
That would be
No!
That'd be the best Christmas present.
No!
Speaking of
Scared
Christmas,
me.
we will be having our Christmas episodes. I believe it's 2 weeks from tonight.
Oh
Is it
my
2 weeks?
God.
Wow.
December 12th, we will have an hour-long monstrosity.
Monstrosity!
Porgtrosity?
Porgtrosity. I'll take that.
Porgtrosity.
Listen to the books. Good job.
Stop saying the word porg, please.
If you have ideas for porg segments, please tweet them at us with the hashtag Geeks Corner, and maybe we'll do one of them. We thought of doing the 12 days of Porgmas, but that's too much work.
Yeah. Which would have followed Porgacopia, which is the season of celebrating excess porgs. The Harvest of Porgs.
It's better than going porgless.
The Harvest of Porgs sounds like a horror film. And
No, that's just
Shows
Luke's
on the board.
daily basis
the Harvest of
living.
Porgs. How many porgs did you eat today? Baker's dozen. Well, I don't know
Now
why
we
they're all
know
10.
why Chewie's so tall.
He's been eating his porg Wheaties every day. Dried porgs over milk.
What if porgs end up being the villain?
I hope so. It's just 16 porgs inside of Snoke's body. That's all it is. It's just...
No.
Maybe
they're-
Snoke is like controlled by porgs.
No, they have a Wizard of Oz moment, and they like pull back the curtain. It's like,
That's the best part about porgs.
is it they're evil and terrible? And
She's
should
got
be
porg on the
eliminated?
brain.
Should we be expecting a porg soon? Is it a boy or a porg? I don't know. This rabbit hole has gone very far, friends.
Let's
Yeah,
move
look
on to the
pregnant.
world of Disney. This
Please.
last week, Bloomberg started a complete porgalcade.
And we're back!
I will walk out that door right now and never come back.
Oh man, that's good.
He's got
Please.
nerf. Anyway, started a ton of articles going off on who will be the next CEO for Disney when Bob Iger steps down in
Congratulations, by the
2019.
way.
Very proud.
Cameron was not one of those, but Bob
Oh
Chapek.
my gosh,
He got
I'm
one
so
vote.
Sorry, it was me.
You have to be a shareholder. But are you?
I
My
own one.
mother-in-law is.
That doesn't help. She might vote for you though.
She might. No, she wouldn't. No.
Okay.
Love you, mom-in-law.
It's like you do know she
Mom-in-law,
sometimes
that's hard to
watches
say.
it.
Mama.
So
Mama.
anyway, Bob Chapek was basically recognized as the
Heir
leading
apparent?
contender, potentially for the role of CEO at Disney, which is always interesting because everybody else who's been a leading contender no longer works for Disney. So it'll be right.
Yeah.
True.
I had to look over at Roger to make sure I was accurate as I said that. Well, more than that though, like go back. Was it Michael Ovitz in?
That's right.
Like
Yeah.
the moment you become the heir apparent to become Disney's CEO, it's like you have a target on your back and you're gone.
You are hanging by a very thin
Mhm.
thread.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So
That being said, this election.
one, we're up against a hard deadline that Bob Iger has imposed on himself and actually seems to be sticking to
2019. Right?
2019.
Okay.
And two, they're gonna have to start the transition at some point. So this seems to make a little bit more sense to me from a timeline standpoint. Do you think it makes sense from a leadership standpoint? I heard a yep from the audience. You can copy him. You could say porg. That's like a pass.
Porg is pass.
No. No, because of
No.
you brought up porgs. I think I don't know. Because we just went to Disney World and we saw two very different things coming from Disneyland and Disney World, and if those can't even be unified in leadership, like
There's an interesting point.
yeah. They were, and I mean, I get that they're two separate cultures because they're two different sides of the country or whatever, but they didn't even feel like they had the same goals in mind.
Well, one's distinctly Floridian, or no, distinctly Disney but uniquely Floridian.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you get it?
Good job
Yeah.
incorporating
Anybody
that,
get
yeah.
the Shanghai reference there? Yeah. Okay, keep going.
But I just think that that's a much minor, like it's Disney on a much smaller level than leading the entire company. So I don't know.
I think it's a good choice because of I think the problem you're describing is something that can be fixed by putting this person in the head leadership role. On the micro level, the examples of leadership with opening the first park is, I think you talked about this earlier. It's the first park, main gate opening that made a profit in its first year.
The Disney owns.
That Disney owns.
Is that correct, Roger?
Yes.
Okay.
The
I was like, I think it is.
the
but-
successful opening of lands like Pandora, the process that's been going on with Star Wars Land, some of the more ruthless business tactics that I think are a good
I
example.
think we need to start referring to it as Batu, by the way.
Batu, yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, update from last episode, I did ride it and it looks great.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes, it's so good. The decision to build another hotel and move west on the Disneyland property, while not being the best decision necessarily for the businesses in Anaheim, shows a commitment to the business aspects of Disney that I think built enough confidence in the shareholders to make this a good choice. I think he's got the business
And
acumen.
they took control of the story.
Yes.
The other thing he's worked with is Disney Consumer Products. He had a lot of success over there as he switched from toy lines to really thinking big picture of what's a portfolio that you could be working with, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, etc. He also had really good success with studios distribution, where I believe he was the president over there as well. So he's done a lot of different things from leadership standpoint, which I like because it gives him a diverse portfolio to be pulling from.
It's important to be able
because
to have that. Yeah.
this is the most diverse CEO job, I think, really, other than if you're like president of the United States or something, because you're a studio head, you're running a bunch of TV show or TV networks, you've got all the digital assets, you've got theme parks, you've got research and development. Like, you literally have all of these different fiefdoms that are working up to you that you have to make work. So I think his diverse resume could be a really good thing.
Yeah.
And more to the point, though, as soon as his name was brought up, I couldn't think of anyone comparatively that would do as well or
Well, not
better.
anymore.
Yeah.
The thing I don't know about him, though, is does he have vision? Bob Iger has had a very clear vision for what Disney could be and how he could take it to the next level. And that's going to be the real trick for whoever comes next, is how do you take, how long is he, 10 years now? 12 years. 205 to now. Yeah, so 12 years of basically success. Yes, he has a little hiccup with the ESPN and some of the TV platforms, but even that, I think Movies Anywhere is going to blow things out of the water, and their digital streaming thing is going to blow, it's going to be a game changer for them. But how do you take that to the next level?
Right. Well, the biggest compliment I can give to Iger, looking back at his career now, is he reminds me a lot.
Because he's
of
portastic.
Portastic. No, he reminds me a lot of Roy Disney in his business model and the way he's willing to commit to the creative side without taking the glory of being it. And that's really the highest compliment that I can give Bob Iger, is that he reminds me of Roy. I agree that that's going to be a very, very tough role to follow, because it's difficult to be that selfless in the role, if that makes any sense.
I'd hate to be the guy following Bob.
Yeah.
And also, Bob Iger did have vision even before becoming CEO when he was president and COO of
Yeah.
the company back in the
Yeah.
late 90s.
Yep.
Well, clearly, to go from weatherman to CEO, you must have some sort of vision along the way. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how that goes. Finally, tonight, World of Color Season of Light has returned for a second year, and all three of us watched it on Sunday night.
We had a wonderful time.
It was
You had never
magical.
seen it before.
I had not.
So why don't you lead off?
I really, really enjoyed it. There's my biggest thought going into it was I knew the elements of the show, seeing the other productions
As
of it.
in water and fire.
Water and fire and how they
Projections.
use everything.
Music.
I was trying to figure out before the show how they were going to use each of those elements cohesively and how they're going to make it feel very Christmassy. Specifically, the fire stuff. Like, I was like, how are they going to use the fire stuff Christmas-wise? And everything was seamless. It flowed very nicely. And I was just impressed overall with how it didn't feel in your face at any point. It felt just very, very nostalgic and Christmassy and very spirited.
And very Disney.
Very Disney, yes.
I spent the entire show thinking about how my Wi-Fi crashed when I almost won the Fun Wheel Challenge.
Yeah.
Twice, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So close, and then my Wi-Fi crashed.
So how's that iPhone 10 working for you? For you.
Anyway, exactly.
That one is gonna turn into a meme. That, like, I saw
Internet, third command of the evening.
Do you
That's-
see people screenshotting?
Yeah, I could
You
just
could hear it
picture
from here. Just oh.
Wait, back up.
Anyway, I think it's a really fun show. I really like the use of I love the Lilo and Stitch segment so much. Like, I think it's really fun, and I love obviously the goofy
Ski jump thing or the electricity.
Well, I like the lights.
yeah, the lights.
When he's hanging lights at his house and
Mm-hmm.
destroying the world.
I always forget when I see that show that Pentatonics is in it. So I always go, oh, I forgot Pentatonics is in this every time I see it without fail. This time I had to whisper because there was a camera, but I went, oh,
That is true.
Pentatonics.
It's my favorite incarnation of World of Color. I
Yeah.
think it's easily the strongest. It moves along nicely. I don't feel bored at any point.
Right.
Not that I feel bored ever, but occasionally you do the watch thing. And
Yeah.
that one you're just like, oh, it's over. That was good. But speaking of Pentatonics, Kermit the Frog and Constantine joined their Christmas show last night. Have you
Yeah.
seen any of this, Cameron?
I caught just the tail
I'm
end
totally
of it, yes.
throwing this out of nowhere just because we just watched the video and I have like a minute and a half to go. But thank you. But we got to see Kermit and Constantine return together, and we won't go into the magic behind that. But what did you think of this little segment?
I thought it was a cute segment.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there was vocal flaws, but that's okay.
There were vocal flaws.
Whoa!
Wow.
That was good.
Woo.
That was very subtle.
Sick burn, Mr. Daps.
That was pork-tastic.
Disgusting. Get out.
What did you think from the part you saw?
I like that it feels like some of the old celebrity guest referential stuff.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the strongest point of that is it feels like it's going back to that.
I actually think it's good to see Matt Vogel's getting into the roles, and I think he's getting stronger each time he does it, which I think is great. And I agree with you completely. It feels like a lot of the things that Muppets have been known for is connecting with the celebrities, and now they're going and connecting on their shows instead of them coming to the Muppets. But that's okay. Do more of that, and maybe they can do another Christmas show, holiday special.
Yeah.
Like have Animal light that'd be cool. Have Animal light the tree in Rockefeller Center, because nothing could go wrong with that.
Nope, not a thing.
And the way you do it is you'd have it light, and then there'd be pyro at the top. So he'd turn it on, and then
And Gonzo goes flying.
yeah, that would work too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's the Muppet or Beaker? That would be it.
Funny
They call
too.
Well, there's also the one that blew everything up too. I'm
Yeah. I know.
totally
I can
spacing
picture.
his name. Yeah,
Bean Bunny?
frizzy hair.
Yeah.
No,
No.
It's
no,
He's the one-
it's not
Cra-
Lou. Let us
It's gonna
know.
bother me.
Somebody on Twitter knows this. We probably have it already.
Somebody.
I'm picturing the interrogation song from Muppets Most Wanted because he's like, hey, he like blows things up. Yeah, I can't think of it. Anyway,
I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well, we are running out of time for this week's episode of. I don't even know what camera to look at. There's like two of them there. This is getting confusing. But we are running out of time for Geeks Corner this week.
Go onto the internet. Go to thegeekscorner.com. Thegeekscorner.com. You can see all of the. Go.
If they're watching us, aren't they already on the internet?
Go to the internet you're currently on. Open a sub tab. New window, perhaps. Don't use Safari, maybe.
Different browser?
Yeah, I mean, you can. Chrome.
Okay.
Thegeekscorner.com. You can see all of the episodes like this stuff that we've done in the past. Some of them are fantastic. All of them are, in fact, just different levels of fantastic.
Porgtastic.
disgusting. Go to
Pork-tastic.
dapsmagic.com. Check out all of the news articles of everything that happens this week, and you can stay up to date as it happens and subscribe to our mailing list.
And make sure to subscribe, whatever that word is, to this YouTube channel as well, because we're posting stuff almost every day. And You guys okay there?
He said pork scribe.
Pork scribe.
Pork scribe.
Let's see if we can do that. And if you have ideas for more pork videos, let us know.
Or just pork puns.
But
Pork words in
remember,
general.
Porg's all we do.
December 12th, we will be having our Christmas spectacular,
I
porktacular,
know it's kind
whatever it is.
I will quit.
And that's all the time we have for tonight, so we'll see you around the corner. Here at DAPs Magic, we believe it's awesome to be a geek, especially a Disney geek. So we make videos that cover just that, whether it's Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, Indiana Jones, anything like that, we might do a video about it, especially Disneyland. So if you like those kinds of videos, make sure to subscribe. We'd love to geek out with you. Also go to dapsmagic.com where you can read our coverage about all of those same things as well. But most of all, we just love to geek out with you, and we'd love to see you in the parks. Make it a great day, everybody.